honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutation, much love to the brothers out there pushing out this word in truth and sincerity, and as well to the men, women, and children learning in truth and sincerity. Brother Ash from Great Millstone Tampa back with another lesson on the first of the year, 2026 now, which is going to be a very pivotal year, as the apostle has already deemed it, the year of apostates, sellouts, and agents or spies. But I just want to do a video of the World War updates, because you got a lot going on. Remember, the focal point is out there in the Middle East. Okay, even though you've got this whole Venezuela situation, but we're keeping our eye out for things going down in the Middle East, because it's all tied together. And at the end of the day, because who's all involved? Russia, okay, China today. They just which is really because they're preparing for war. What are they doing? They're no longer exporting silver. So let me start here in Revelation 11:14. It says, "The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly," and that's that third world war that's quickly approaching. All right, and that's why you got these things going on with Iran and Israel again starting to build back up. Saudi Arabia just shot some missiles into UAE backed soldiers or militia, whatever you want to call them, in Yemen, which are allied. UAE is allied with Israel. So let me just let a couple of these videos play here. This guy, he's just going in and talking about Iran. It's one strike on Iran, the global economy collapses, and this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a catalyst. All right, China holding that silver, that's another catalyst. But we're looking for things to bring this economy, world global economy, to its knees, so they can go ahead and bring in the Great Reset and forward their market of beast agenda. So let's just hear this guy out. I got a fair use. I got it sped up, so it won't take too long.
Anti-Iran and pro-Israel. Now it's a touch more pro-Zionist than before. It's not as if there's been some huge shift. So anything that you read in any media outlet, mainstream, legacy media outlet, in the United States about Iran, it will, 99 out of 100 times, it will be a combination of disinformation and misinformation, or just sheer disinformation. So the president said the obvious, that basically the United States, the Europeans, and the Israeli regime are at war with the Iranian people, just as they've been at war with the Syrian people, the Palestinian people, the Lebanese people.
Yeah, so they've been at war. And Iran just recently said it last week that they're at war with the West. All right, the Western hegemony, which really the beast. All right, that whore that rideth upon the beast. And like he said, the narrative, the propaganda, this is nothing new. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Yeah, they always got to have a boogeyman, right? So Esau can forward his bombing and killing, so they can go and take resources, just like they're doing in Venezuela, right? Oh, Maduro, he's a boogeyman. He killing his own people, drugs, the fentanyl, all blah blah. So we've heard it all before.
The people of Yemen, they are at war with Iranians, and Western media, American media, changes this at a time when Netanyahu is coming to town, so as to strengthen his argument. I saw something today in this Zionist-controlled media outlet. I don't look at the website, but someone sent me a link where a media outlet called Iran International, which is just pure disinformation and hostile to Iran and the Iranian people. It said that Iran is now
dangers of kitchen knives.
And again, this is all going down in the Middle East. Joel chapter 3, verse 9, it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war." And that's what's coming, that third woe. "Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords." And this is why these countries are going to stop exporting certain resources, because why? They're preparing for war. All right, this is not just, oh, look, it's causing silver to go up. Yeah, that's a bad thing. It's called the inflation. All right, and it's a wartime or wartime tactics. All right, Why do you think they're trying to confiscate oil? America trying to confiscate all that oil from Venezuela, which guess what? Russia has come to the rescue. Okay, I got a video lined up on that. Let's see here. But look, Russia also. So well, I'm not gonna play this. This is a 24-minute video. So let's see. Well, let me finish. Joel chapter 3, verse 10. It says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong." See, for a long time, Iran couldn't say shit, but now here it is. They had a 12-day war with Israel, which they were fucking them up with the missiles. All right, now they have backing from Russia, which is a biblical prophecy, Ezekiel 38. It says, "Let the weak say I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen." Yeah, there's gonna be all these heathens, the Elamites, the Ishmaelites, Moabites, Edomites, all right, Hamites, all up in this world war. Even Asherites, there in Venezuela, because that's gonna get fit. Well, supposedly they already did a strike on land. Coming out, CIA official said it. So we'll see where this escalates. But just remember, Russia's backing them, and so is China, and so is Iran. Brought it out earlier this week, maybe, how China has a lot of infrastructure in there. Russia does as well, and Iran, they have drone facilities over there that they're building drones with. So it says, verse 11, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat or Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about." And this is what we're hearing about. This is where it's going to be a big catalyst to bring forth the nuclear destruction of Babylon. All right. If it plays, bear with me. Oh, come on. Slovakia. Refresh it. I don't want to play. Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. What the hell? Slovakia. This shit was playing just fine earlier. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Come on, Esau. What kind of shit is this? You know what? Hold on. Let me do something here. It's lucky the internet seems not to be working. There we go. All right, well, let me go back to what's it, Joel 3, and while this bullshit loads up. I don't know why it's not loading. Oh God. Slovakia. Let me get a second here. There we go. Joel. That loads. Joel, check back to chat. Joe. Okay, here we go.
Imagine a stage where the superpowers collide. Russia, the US, Israel, and Iran, all in a tense standoff. And right in the center, none other than Donald Trump's latest warning to Tehran. You're watching Times XP. My name is Vidya 3, and here's what's happening. The Kremlin spoke really calmly, measuredly. Russia said dialogue with Iran is very important. Everybody.
Yeah, and Netanyahu was just at the what was he at the White House or Mar-a-Lago, one of them, talking to Trump. And what did Trump say? Yeah, we're willing to bomb them again. Okay, so hey, this is this is gonna happen soon again. All right, Trump, not Trump. What's his name? The Ayatollah out there in Iran said we're ready for round 2. So they've been stockpiling these missiles again, cruise missiles and hypersonic missiles. So we'll see.
Refrain from escalation. A clear call for talks for now. And then came Donald Trump, and the tone, it almost changed. Standing next to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Florida, Trump made it crystal clear that if Iran continues building missiles, yes, nuclear weapons, absolutely, Israel has my full back.
Well, see, he said that we're willing to strike again. If they keep building missiles, we're gonna strike them. If they build nuclear missiles, absolutely, that's what he said. So let's see. But they're gonna look at these proud ass devils. Hey, matter of fact, let's get it, because thanks to this boy, this is what's gonna lead America into all of this in the Middle East. go to Isaiah or Jeremiah. Let's see here. I think it's 49. East of the flock shall draw them out. Alrighty. Come on, why is this not working? Shit. I just Google that shit. Damn internet. Yeah, damn. I'm just gonna have to get it on my Bible. The internet's not working for some reason. Look, come on, man. So like this shit's not. Let me see if the blue letter works in. There we go. The blue letter's working at least. This is Jeremiah 49 and 20. I'll read the one at 50, Jeremiah 15:45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh, by Shemi Shai, that he had taken against Babylon. All right, this is the king of Babylon over here, Trump. And we know what Babylon is. And his purpose is that he had purpose against the Lord, the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock, this proud ass devil and his people, small hatters, the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So the Lord about to use this devil to put America over there in the Middle East again, because they're already all up in there. But now they need a pretext to start bombing Iran again.
Now pause, let that sink in. He even described the logistics here. He said that I hope Iran is not building up weapons. But if they are, we know where they are. And I don't want to waste fuel on B-2 bomber flying 37 hours round trip. 37 hours, one plane, one mission. And that's how serious the US is being right now. But you know why this matters? So earlier this year also, if you remember, then the US held 5 rounds of nuclear talks with Iran. Trump even set a 60-day deadline. And guess what happened? By day 61, no deal. And then came the June, and explosion changed the map. Israel launched a surprise strike. The US followed on June 22, hitting Iran's key nuclear sites, Isfahan, Natanz, and Fordo. But the results were deadly. Hundreds of military personnel and civilians killed. Nuclear scientists, they were targeted. After that, Iran retaliated. 32 Israeli civilians killed alongside with one off-duty soldier. Iran's position? Well, Tehran here says that it does not want nuclear weapons. Its program is for peaceful purposes only. Their supreme leader, Khamenei, even said that dealing with Trump is beneath the dignity of Islamic Republic. In the meantime, Iranian officials also rejected the US demand to stop uranium enrichment or curb the missile program. But you know why Russia is so worried? Well, Moscow sees the risk of escalation here. A war here could spill in multiple countries, destabilizing their vision and hit a global.
And that's what we read in Joel. That's what's going to happen. The whole region is going to be on fire. Okay, war is going to break out, and war worldwide. China, they're going to invade Taiwan soon. You know, they're building islands and shit. They're getting drawn closer and closer. Right, they've been doing running games, war games surrounding Taiwan. All right, so things are escalating worldwide, and like the Lord said in Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yeah, because ultimately the chip got to come. All right, the missiles, how sides return. But hey, the wars and the rumors of wars have been happening, and now we're at the point where it's about to boil over. Okay.
Hence, the Kremlin's call for dialogue. It's kind of justified. But Trump's message, that is loud and clear: missiles, nukes, Israel has my back, and if needed, the US will strike too. So here's a bigger picture, ladies and gentlemen. The Middle East is on the edge. Israel and the US, they are aligned, ready to act against Iran's military buildup. Iran is defiant, refusing to bow to the US demands here. Russia is calling for calm, hoping to prevent a full.
See that? They say Iran refuses to bow, and let the weak say I'm strong. How was the hammer of the earth broken down? Well, because this place is finished, man. The Lord's, this is the 250-year anniversary. It's time to pack it up. All right, show's over.
Conflict. Well, this is classic Blinkman trip. One wrong move and the entire region could erupt. So here's what to watch next. Will Trump authorize a US strike or rely on Israel? And how much Russia and other global powers will respond? In the end, the world is now at the crossroad here. Diplomacy is fragile, weapons are ready, and every decision could reshape the history. Stay tuned because this
That's what happened in in Yemen. Saudi Arabia bombed these guys, which are backed by the UAE, and Russia said it's okay.
Is Russia mediating to resolve the conflicts between Saudi Arabia and UAE? President Putin has sent a New Year message to Saudi leadership, according to the Kremlin. Additionally, Russian ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Sergei Kozlov, met Riyadh's Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs, Walid al-Khariji, in Riyadh. According to Saudi government statement, the two sides reviewed bilateral relations and discussed the latest regional and international developments, as well as the efforts exerted to address them. Saudi Arabia bombed Yemen.
And Saudi Arabia, they've been moving away from the dollar and America in general. They joined the BRICS nations, and here they are with Russia, talking about making deals and working together. So we see that again, Ezekiel 38, God is going to be a guard unto these nations. It's chiefly Persia, which is Iran.
Port city of Mukalla over what it dubbed as a shipment of weapons for a separatist force there that arrived from the United Arab Emirates. Footage showed the aftermath of the strike, with smoke billowing from the port while some buildings were left damaged. Riyadh directly linked the UAE to the separatists' recent advances in Yemen and warned Abu Dhabi its actions were extremely dangerous.
So the powder keg is about to be ignited, and things are just going to escalate quickly. All right, in the Middle East and worldwide. All right, the economies. All right, like was mentioned earlier, they're using all these things as catalysts to bring the global system down. All right, so they can set up the new world order with the new world currency. All right.
That treaty is deeply regrettable that it has been conclusively proven that the United Arab Emirates has pressured and directed the Transitional Council to undermine the state's authority and rebel against it through military escalation, attacking the positions of the armed forces, and repeated assaults on Hadramaut tribes and innocent civilians. It was also confirmed that the United Arab Emirates proceeded to ship 2 vessels from Fujairah port, fully loaded with weapons, combat vehicles, and military equipment, and then unloaded them at Al-Mukalla.
What do you think they're moving all these weapons for? Well, the world's about to go to war. The third world cometh quickly.
A port without proper authorization, with the explicit...
It's only you bumbling morons out here in Babylon don't know what the hell's going on. Well, meanwhile, these countries are gearing up to go to war. Even in Venezuela, they're giving their citizens, just average day Joe Schmoes, weapons. You think Americans are gonna fight together if they get invaded? Yeah, they niggas are divided among themselves. So imagine that.
Objective of supplying the forces of the Transitional Council in an escalatory move against the security and stability of Hadramaut and Al-Mahra Governorate, which has proven to be a continuation of a systematic operation for years. While we appreciate the previous role of the United Arab Emirates and its efforts as a participating member in the Saudi-led coalition to support legitimacy, its role has unfortunately become directed against our great people, explicitly supporting rebellion and fueling internal strife, which threatens our security.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 33. And the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So, hey, a lot of men are about to start disappearing. You're going to get a one-way flight and never be seen again. Wherever they send you around the world, mainly in the Middle East, a lot of men here in America are about to be shipped off. All right. And then the inscriptions coming. They're going to start, just like ISIS going around throwing people in them white vans, unmarked vans. Well, they're going to do that just like they did in Russia and in Ukraine. You're going to be forced. They're going to kidnap you and then tell you're going to war. And then there's going to be a lot of women out here left to fend for themselves.
And stability.
Because that's what happens in war. Men die.
Mukalla is situated in Yemen's Hadramaut Governorate, which the council seized in recent days. The port city is some 480 kilometers, 300 miles, northeast of Aden, which has been the seat of power for anti-Houthi forces after the rebels seized the capital, Sana'a, in 2014. The United Arab Emirates is stepping back from Yemen after a council to leave the country within 24 hours.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to show you that things are escalating everywhere. Let's see what else I have. Oh yeah, Venezuela. Said on that.
Russian steps in to protect Venezuela's ships as U.S. chases oil tanker in the Atlantic. Russian flag painted to evade the American hunt amid oil war. Mysterious tanker on the run.
Again, why are they doing all these? Because they know they're about to go to war. Why is China holding silver? Because they know they're about to go to war. When you go to war, you hold resources. It's just common sense.
Mega American hunt underway.
And they just put like, I think it was like a 55%, China put like a 50 or 55% tariff on American meat. So, and they import a lot of meat. So they don't expect that to be coming through. Just like the soybeans, you know, they stopped buying it from America. So we already see where this is headed.
An oil tanker in the Atlantic Ocean is on the run. The aging and rusted ship, sanctioned by the U.S., has been resisting seizure ever since it attempted to enter Venezuelan waters on December 21st to pick up oil. U.S. forces moved to intercept, but the vessel refused to submit to American seizure orders. Now, the tanker suddenly made a U-turn towards the Atlantic. CNN, citing a U.S. official, reports that the crew aboard the ship has painted an image of a Russian flag on the ship's hull. American officials said it was to evade seizure by U.S. forces. The U.S. Coast Guard spotted the insignia on the aging and rusty oil ship. The U.S. Coast Guard has been trailing the tanker from about a half-mile behind as it sails in the open Atlantic Ocean, away from Venezuela. The ship made a U-turn in the Caribbean Sea after the U.S. Coast Guard attempted to interdict it on its way into Venezuela to pick up oil. It has been fleeing ever since. U.S. officials said Vela 1 was flying under the flag of Guyana. Its current registration is listed as not known on the shipping database. 20th, U.S. forces hijacked a second oil tanker near Venezuela. Both are accused.
God, these are acts of war right here, man. They do fucking pirating oil tankers
of fueling Maduro's
and the oil blockade.
The pursuit stems from U.S. President Donald Trump's order of a blockade on sanctioned Venezuelan oil tankers. The Trump team believes that squeezing Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's main economic lifeline is the best path to potentially ousting the authoritarian leader. On Wednesday, the U.S. Treasury Department sanctioned 4 more oil companies and designated 4 oil
So
tankers.
you get the point. Russia's backing them. I got one more here because this happened recently. They tried to kill your boy Putin with a drone strike at his house, one of his houses. So
В
hey,
результате анализа сбития украинских беспилотников был обнаружен одна из модификаций Чеклун-В. Боевая часть данного беспилотника
so yeah, these things are moving. It's escalating.
фугасный заряд
You know.
весом 6 кг.
It's like we said, hey, it's only a matter of time. And there's a lot of men, the bridegrooms about to die in the wars. So these things are escalating. The third world is coming quickly. So just wanted to do a quick World War update. Just different little things going on. So, you know, we're just going to continue to watch and warn the flock. So with that, Lord's willing, this is edifying. Going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, who rule well, and salutation and much love to the elect of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.